Okay, today I'm talking about flexibility and why flexibility equals success. Now, I mentioned this yesterday on one of my live videos on Facebook, and ultimately, the more flexibility we have, we will begin to adapt to our situation. Many people go through many horrible situations that can be just the reality of things, but it's not about the situation. And I always say that, and it sounds weird, it's not about your situation whatsoever. Nothing to do with your situation. It's all about your flexibility in how you adapt and what you do to respond. You see, life can throw so much at us. I know a lot's been thrown at me throughout my life, and I'm not saying that it's been crazy bad or anything, but I've had my stuff, and it wasn't about the environment. It wasn't about the circumstance or the consequence of those situations. In fact, those situations, and I'm kind of putting it in a very simplistic term, but just take this as a more of a philosophy to consider in your mind, that although we can go through that stuff, if you become flexible, if you become adaptable, you will begin to rule the situation. Many people have gone through situations, yet they have been able to thrive and strive and grow because of it. And that's interesting to me. That's what I begin to look out for. I'm not actually looking out for necessarily the people who are great. I'm looking at for the people who have gone through stuff and overcome their issues and their trials and tribulations and still become great. Because many people can be very talented, many people can just do things easily. I'm really keen and interested in those who have gone through stuff, yet have managed to overcome it and get better because of it. You see, with every situation, there's an opportunity to grow. Make a mental note of that. Make that your mantra today. In any situation, there is an opportunity for you to grow as a person, to grow spiritually, or to grow in your career, to grow in your relationships, to grow in your finances, to grow in your health. In every opportunity, in every situation, in every circumstance, there is an opportunity for you to grow. You see, growing is where it's all at. Now, I know for a fact that you're listening and you're watching this right now because you want to learn, which means you want to grow. You want to grow in some way, whether it be letting go of an issue, whether it be enhancing your mind to such a level that you begin to attract things on autopilot. But whatever it is, we can break all that down, problem or goal, into that you want to grow. So in every opportunity, there is ability in us to grow. When we become adaptable, we begin to adjust and we become flexible in the situations to be able to do what we desire. And we've got to really position ourselves away from this kind of reasoning mentality that situation happened to me, that this happened to me. Like I said, real talk here, things happen in life. And it's not about what happens in life or what life gives you, it's what you bring to life, it's what you do in life that will cause you to grow in the most amazing way that you could ever imagine. And it's all about flexibility. So if someone criticizes you in your dream or in whatever you do, don't take it as a negative feedback, or don't take it as a criticism. Take it as an opportunity to grow. Yeah, maybe sometimes you might have to be flexible and change that situation or change how you do something. Sometimes it's none of your business as to what they're saying, but at the end of the day, both options are an ability to grow. It's the ability to be able to do what it takes to survive. People who have made changes in the world did not give up because something happened. The Martin Luther Kings, the people in the entrepreneurs, the business people, the people going through struggle, the people who have overcome cancer, the people who have done things in the world have not just given up on the first go. They did not give up on the second go, the third go, the fourth go, all the other goes that they may have gone through. They did not give up. They just And there's the other thing they didn't do. They didn't do just the exact same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. That's what they call insanity or madness, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. What they did, they kept on going, but they modified what they were doing. They modified their thoughts, their feelings, their behaviors, and their reactions to those situations. When we begin to do that, we really begin to change our results. We change how we see the world around us. We change how we react to it. So it's not about how many times you failed. It's not about how many times life has thrown something at you. It's not about what's ever happened to you in the world. It's about what you're doing right now to be able to be adaptable in any situation. Like I said yesterday as well, species have died out because they were unable to adapt to the environment, whether it be a man-made thing or whether it be just many different other species who have just died out because the environment changed for them. Yet other species began to adapt to that situation. Now, the awesome thing about that is a biological thing that we all have. The biology of the system is always about adapting to certain situations. If you think of the most amazing things in the world, which we don't even consider, are things like how our body is able to adapt and overcome certain illnesses, how it's able to overcome certain ailments or issues which have been told that we can't actually survive from, but people have done it. And it's all about adapting to certain situations, becoming flexible in what you do and how you do it. We play the blame game way too often. We begin to just say that there's my lot in life and I'm just going to give up with it. Now, if I did that, I would not be here right now. If the chances are that you're watching this through a device, whether it be a computer or a phone, that wouldn't be around if that person just gave up on the first go. Internet, the physical things we're sitting on, like chairs, they kept on going because they wanted to find the perfect thing, what they wanted to do to adapt to that situation, no matter what the failure. Now, whether that be the failure of reality when in terms of, and I say failure because there's no such thing as failure, just an opportunity to get feedback and to learn and to grow. But they took that so-called failure in reality, so maybe they did trip up, maybe they did slip up, maybe they had to adjust their behavior and all those things. Or they had to adapt to their mindset and overcome what people were saying to them. Now, people will try to bring you down, and I'll tell you exactly why that happens. Usually people are unhappy in their own life. So they have a need to be able to project their own stuff onto you. They begin to just vomit over you those issues and those worries and their own limitations as to what can be done in this world. Now, you can be one of those people. And do you know what? It's quite a comfortable place to be. Sounds weird, but it's actually far more comfortable in the short term to be able to have excuses and reasons and to give up and just say, that's it, I am not going to go for my dreams, I'm not going to go for my goals, I'm just going to settle for my issue, because it gives us a level of acceptance, it gives us a level of ease. The excuses and reasons just let the horribleness just go for a while, because it just means I can just not do anything. But you know what? Although it's a short-term comfort, it's absolutely a nightmare in the long term, because you're suffering at a deep level for years and 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 years to come, because it's that prolonged underlying niggle in the back of your mind saying, what if I did do this? What if I did actually step up and go for what I really wanted in the world? What if I just took that leap? What if I just made that decision to do what I feel good about, the things which really make me sing in the world, the things which make me passionate? And what if I just did it regardless what people said? What if I did it no matter how many times I've been rejected, no matter how many times things in the world has been saying no, 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 no? Here's one thing, by the way. For every no that I get, I'm looking for another yes. I don't mind going through lots of no's, because I know if I keep on going, I'm going to get a yes. And you can say the exact same thing for failure and success. You can get as many failures and go through those failures, because you know if you keep on going, you're going to get to that success. So you want to be able to adapt yourself and your mind and realize that yes, you can have that short-term comfort of giving up and just allowing life to happen and just be really just a product of what life is. Or you can allow life to be a product of what you choose today because that is the way, I mean, that's the two options. We can just keep on that prolonged way of doubt and worries and all those things, or we can begin to create the world that we desire. We begin to create our world not from the outside, but we create it from all in here. We have to work on our belief systems, because the belief systems tell us if we can or cannot do something. So if you have a limiting belief system, you work every day to let go of that limiting belief. If you have a negative emotion that you can't shift, you don't just give up and wallow in that emotion. You begin to work it out. You begin to learn from it. You get to pre-teach your unconscious mind, your mind, body, and soul, how you can live a better life by learning and growing as a person. Like I said, it's all about learning. It's all about growth. It's all about what you do in this moment and each and every moment. Now, of course, there'll be times when you might feel like giving up. There'll be times where world will hit you quite hard. And it's okay to get down for that brief moment, but always realize this: in every opportunity, there's an opportunity, or every situation, there's an opportunity for you to grow. So when you're done with that small wallowing on the inside and just kind of that temporary blip, learn from it and grow from it. Look for people who inspire you. Look for stories around the world people have overcome their issue and allow them to make big changes in the world, whether it be on a personal level, whether it be on a global level. There are so many examples of people who have failed, or so-called failed, yet kept on going regardless. It's like they just don't care that whatever the world is saying, they're going to keep on going, keep on wondering as to how they can be different, asking different questions to themselves, beginning to see what else will work. For example, if hypnosis doesn't work for you, guess what? You don't give up there, you do something else. If counseling isn't working for you, guess what? You don't give up there, you do something else. It's all about doing something and adapting and learning and growing, because you want to be able to get your goal in your mind. You want to take massive and inspired action on it and just like grow from it and feel it in your system and find why you want to do what you want to do, why you want to let go of your issue. You want to really supercharge it, but also when the world throws something back at you, you need to have that flexibility on the inside to be able to adapt to your situation. Just like species around the world who are adapting to their environment, just like you, just like your ancestors before you, they thrived, they adapted, they began to grow, whether it be on a biological level, whether it be on a psychological level, whether it be on a spiritual level. It's all about growing and learning from your experience. When you learn from your experience, you grow that bit more. I know when I was first working with my clients, guess what? I wasn't that great. I was getting my results in about 6 to 10 sessions. But you know what? It didn't stop me. Sometimes I didn't even get my results with my clients. And sometimes I still don't, by the way. I mean, it's not like it's 100%. Yes, I offer guarantees on it, but it's not like anything can be 100% success. But just because one thing doesn't work out doesn't mean you should just give up, right? I mean, isn't that true? If I just gave up on the first go, or that 1 or 2 failures, or so-called failures, or those 1 or 2 situations where it didn't work out for me, would it be good for me just to give up right now? Now, for some people out there, some of the haters might go, well, yes, Joseph, that'd be great if you could give up right now. But guess what? That's none of our business, as I said, when it comes to people's opinions of you. But should I have given up if I kept on having that passion to help people and to do what I love in this world? Of course not. So if you've got a passion, if you have a goal in mind, and I know it must be important if it is a goal or if it is a dream in any way, because it wouldn't be a dream otherwise. So if you have that dream, if you have that goal, then go ahead and realize that this is the life that you have, that you may have been dealt a certain amount of cards, if that's what the saying is, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what you've been dealt, it matters what you do with it. Some people around the world are struggling. Some people are missing certain limbs, yet they're still performing far better than me when it comes to certain physical aspects. How crazy cool is that? The fact that people who are, say, like disabled or have an issue, yet they can do these athletic things and all those things which I see on like the TV, and I think that's absolutely awesome. They're doing great things, yet they're doing it. They're doing it because that's all they got maybe, but they've got far more than that. They've got more in them than we begin to see. So what you've got to ask yourself is, what are you going to bring to the table? What are you going to do today to stand up for what is right? And what is right? It is for you. What is good for you as a person? What is good for you? What's going to make you sing in this world? What is going to make you feel alive? What is going to make you feel that inner peace and that inner fulfillment, which is going to allow you to live life and share that love and share that happiness and share that oneness with the world, with all those people in your life, even the haters, even the doubters. Because guess what? When you start to make a change, when you start to be the example of that change, they will see an opportunity as to how they can do it too. So it doesn't matter what life throws at you. It doesn't matter what people say to you. It's about what you do with that, or what you do with yourself in terms of it. So you have to inspire that change. And it's like with that book. I'm trying to think what it is. I can never even say his surname either. Paulo Coelho. Is that the one? Great books he's written. And there's one of the great sentences which I like is, I'm going to probably get it wrong now and butcher it, but ultimately, you've got to conspire in your favor for the world to conspire in your favor. So you've got to conspire in your favor. You've got to do what is good for you. You've got to do what makes you feel good. You've got to do what is great for you. You've got to do what makes you feel good and makes you live and love life. And that's it. It was The Alchemist. It's a great book. I used to listen to the audio version, and that's really cool, by the way, if you haven't actually listened to it. And it's all about this wonderful journey and all these little synchronicities and about situations, trials and tribulations, how the world is still guiding us, but it's about how we adapt to that situation. Loosely, I'm going to guess that. I mean, it's been a long time since I listened to it, a few years now. But you have to be adaptable. You have to take responsibility for this moment. You've got to take responsibility for your dreams. You've got to take responsibility for who you are as a person. You've got to take action on that. You've got to do whatever it takes. Inspired, massive action. That's what I always say. Inspired, massive action. You have to become flexible as a way of being in this world. You have to do whatever it takes. If something's not working, we don't give up, we just do something else. If someone says no to you, you go ahead and look for the yes. You begin to learn, you begin to grow, you begin to perfect everything. Think about it. I actually did a video a while ago, and it's a comparison. It's on YouTube somewhere, and it's a comparison to my very first video on YouTube. And if you look at my first time on YouTube, I go to like the earliest one, I am absolutely terrible at public speaking in front of a camera. Absolutely terrible. When I look at it, I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm just so unconfident. I mean, I knew my stuff, but I just did not have the necessary resources or the skill set at that point to be able to speak on camera. But guess what? I didn't give up. I just kept on learning. I kept on doing it until I got better. And I like to think I'm pretty good to a certain degree anyway. I don't like to become overconfident in what I do, but I like to think I've been doing so many that I'm getting a little bit better than I did right at that beginning. And it didn't come from just giving up. It didn't happen just the one time, the one take. It happens because I kept on going. I kept on learning, I kept on growing, and I did whatever it takes. Same thing when I had anxiety. Anxiety was horrible, but I could have given up and just lived with it. But I chose to not be the reason as to what... Here we go, that's a cool one, right? Do not be the reason as to why you are living your life the way it is. Be the reason as to why you're living and crushing it. You are the reason. You are the instigator. You are the person. That's right, yes, someone's saying, did I have anxiety? Yes, I had anxiety. I had low self-esteem. I didn't believe I was worthy. I didn't believe I was good enough. I used to blush all the time. But now I can speak in front of 300, 400, 500 people and feel great about it. I can speak live on video. And usually you get more criticism when you're just kind of putting things out there on the internet. Yet I don't care about that. And it's just one of those things. It comes from applied action. And that applied action comes from learning from your experience. So the more flexibility you get in your mind, and also your body, of course, as well, the more you're likely to make the change that you desire. You see, life is about growing as a person. And the other thing I like to think about the meaning of life. I think the meaning of life is to get meaning out of it. So live a life of meaning. And what is a life of meaning? It's one living passionately. It's one living full out, like playing full out and just working hard towards your dreams because it's worth it, because you enjoy it, because that's what you want to do, because it's important. And it's all about where you are and where you're heading. It does not matter what you've gone through. It does not matter how much trauma you've had in the past, because there's people who have overcome that. I always reminds me of the Viktor Frankl. I only say that because someone actually commented on the Hay House talk I just did, on the Hay House Summer. And it was talking about, I was mentioning about the Viktor Man's Search for Meaning book. And it was written by Viktor Frankl. And she said, she saw it on the bookshelf when she was kind of listening to the audio. But Viktor Frankl was one of these crazy cool guys that he unfortunately was in the Holocaust, and he got put in the concentration camps, and his family perished there. And he was seeing all this horrible things happening around him. His friends, his family, his culture, all those things falling apart around him. But he came out of that in such a powerful, strong way that he said, I'm going to probably butcher this one as well, but when we are unable to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. I think that's pretty much right. So when we're unable to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Now think about that. Someone going through all that trauma, through all that psychological and physical trauma, yet he can come out of that and survive and come away with that mindset. I mean, he was a therapist, a psychologist, and all those things. He created his own therapy in the end. But he came from that situation with that mindset. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know how bad your story is. I don't know how bad your experience is. But if he can go through that, I see that as an inspiration. I see that as an example. I see that as a proof that we're able to do whatever it takes. And the only thing which is going to stop us is ourselves. We have to get going. We have to apply ourselves. We need to block out time as to what's right and when we're going to start working on ourselves. If you want to get up earlier and put 10, 15 minutes into your personal development, getting your mind and your feelings up straight. If you want to really invest in yourself, you go out into things like mind mastery and actually work with me personally. I'm like the real committed people who are really stepping up and doing whatever it takes, investing in themselves, in time, in listening to my work and all those things, being coached by me. They're stepping up and doing whatever it takes. They are making things happen, mind mastery members. And it goes the exact same thing for the person who works out every day or most of the week because they want to just get the body that they want. They just want to be able to have that health. Great for them. They're doing something about it. But we cannot criticize other people. We cannot criticize our past experience. We cannot criticize what we've been going through and what people have said. We can only make a change within ourselves. It's not about other people. It's not about your situation. It's not about what's been done to you. And I'm going to say that in a real terms. And I say it with love, by the way. I'm not saying it to make you feel bad. I'm not saying it to make you, I'm not sympathetic to your experience because I'm saying it with hopefully the most love and passion that I can. But what I am just going to say, I love you so much and I'm so passionate about you as a person is that I'm not going to let you be I'm going to try and not let you be one of those people who's going to give up on their dreams because I know that you're worthy and I know that you're good enough. You might not see it right now. You might not believe you can get that goal. You might not believe you can live the life of your dream. You might not believe that you can let go of a low self-esteem, anxiety, depression, all those things. You might not believe it, but guess what? I believe in you. And if you keep on listening to me, if you keep on watching my work, hopefully some of this will come and sink through. And especially if you apply my techniques and processes, all those things, you will start to make changes. So even if you don't believe in me, or if you believe in yourself, believe in me that I am saying it with congruency. I'm saying it with passion, and you'll be able to tell in my voice. I mean, am I stuttering? No. Am I saying it with a quivery voice? No. I'm saying it because I mean it, and I believe in you, and I know that you can do whatever it takes. So if there's other opportunities, if there's other situations, if there's examples out there in the world of people crushing it and making changes and achieving things despite their circumstance, despite their situation, then you can too. Sometimes it takes just one person to believe in you. Sometimes it takes you just to step outside your comfort zone. But I believe that going beyond your comfort zone is far more enjoyable than a lifetime of regret. Think about it. I'd prefer to step outside my comfort zone for that brief moment, whether it be 5 minutes, whether it be an hour, whether it be a few minutes for the next week, 2 months, 6 months. I prefer to expand myself and challenge myself compared to living a life of regret. And that's the question we've got to ask ourselves. Are we going to just keep on doing what we've always done? Are we going to keep on living by the stories that we tell ourselves? Yes, we tell ourselves stories. We tell ourselves stories all the time. We talk ourselves out of situations. We talk out of investing in ourselves sometimes. We talk ourselves out of opportunities to grow, opportunities to progress our health, our relationships, our careers and finances. We are the biggest negative hypnotizers that we can have sometimes. People say it'll be the media, but it's not the media, because we're the ones who are taking it on, and we're choosing to take on those things, if that is the case when it comes to negative things. We have to stand up and step up and realize that the voices or the stories that we're telling ourselves, the reasons we're telling ourselves, the excuses we're telling ourselves will not cut it anymore. It won't. If you want to live a life of success, if you want to live a life of love and passion and just feeling like you're living for all of that, just like living life, waking up. And you can ask Melissa about this if you ever get a chance to meet her, or if you type some things like Mind Mastery Members when she contributes. If you ask her what happens like in the morning, I'm jumping out of bed and I just want to get to work because I want to help people. I want to be able to do whatever it takes. I am just like that. I can't even sleep in. I just got to get up and get going because I have too much energy, but I want to get out there. And that energy is fueled by my passion. That passion is fueled because I want to be able to make changes in this world. I want to do what makes me feel good. I want to do things which makes me feel fulfilled and have passion and love. And this is one of the vehicles that I do that. Now for you, it might be different. It might be just letting go of your issue. That might be the first step. And then maybe even building upon that onto a bigger dreams and bigger goals and all the things that you want. But whatever it is, you have to be the instigator. When you instigate change, the world will instigate in your favor too. When you begin to, rather being a product of life, you allow life to be a product of what you choose to create, because you are the creator of this situation. You are the creator of what you're going to do in this moment. Whenever something happens to you, you have a choice. It might not be an easy choice. It might be pretty hard at first, but we always have a choice as to how we respond to situations. And yes, we're human. We go through stuff, so I'm not going to say it's easy, but we still have the choice, and we got to go back to that choice. We got to go back to being flexible in who we are and what we do in this world, because guess what? You are the one who's going to have to make it happen. I'm going to support you as much as I possibly can. I'm going to be able to try to help you as much as I can. I'm doing these as often as I can, completely for free, of course, and all my podcasts and all my YouTube videos and all the other things that I do, because I want you to not just survive, but to actually thrive in your situation. But you have to respond to that. You have to take action on it. You have to be able to take it and apply it. You have to invest in yourself, whether it be through money or through time. Whatever it is, you are the instigator of your transformation, which is about to happen when you step up and live to it. When you begin to become an example of all that is good around here. I mean, if you want to see changes in the world, be the change. Be the change you want to be, right? That's what Gandhi said. And also just be who you want to be, regardless of what people are saying, regardless of what people have said, regardless of what the world's thrown at you, regardless of your stories that you tell yourself, regardless of all the reasons and excuses you may have given yourself in the past. Now is your time to make the shift that you need to make. Now, I'm willing to do that myself. I know Mind Mastery members here, they've been like commenting on the Facebook that they're really transforming their own life and themselves and all those things, that they're really committed. But I want you to be committed as well. I want you to like rise up and just go for it. So if you really, really want to go ahead and do that, make an affirmation on the comments right now. Make an affirmation that you are willing to do whatever it takes. So you're going to be responsible. You're going to really inspire yourself to make the change. You're going to find the reasons. You're going to find the love and the passion. You're going to figure out what it needs to happen to make that change. Take massive inspired action. All those things. Go ahead and leave a comment. So you're really like documenting it right now on Facebook or Periscope. Go ahead and make that decision. When you make that decision, you can then begin to follow it up. Now's the time to express it in the most powerful way, because you are worthy and you are good enough. That's it, guys. You are worthy and you are good enough. Remember that. That's all it is. You are worthy and you are good enough in every way. So go ahead and make this happen. Just go ahead and make that happen. Learn and grow despite your circumstance. In every situation, there's an opportunity for you to grow. In any environment, we can adapt and transform ourselves. In every way, we are worthy. We are capable. We have all the resources. I also believe that we all have the inner peace, all the resources, all the abilities that we beneath the surface. I really believe that. I believe that the peace is always there. I believe that love is always there. I believe the passion is always there, but usually it's just covered up with stuff, the stories we tell ourselves, that is. The reasons, the excuses, the past experience, the boss. Maybe he or she has said something. Maybe family members have said something to you. Maybe, I don't know, anyone could have said something to you. And that might have clouded your judgment, might have clouded the truth. Because the truth is, regardless of what people say to you, regardless whatever happens, you have it all to make the change. It's always there. You just got to bring it out. I mean, when we're learning and growing, I like to think of it as not like we're just like learning and like absorbing more. I just think we're uncovering more. We're like growing. We're like realizing. It's not like, oh, I'm finding something. It's more about, oh, I've got it within me. It was always there. You see, confusion is ultimately knowing that you've got all the information, you just don't know how to put it together yet. It's like a puzzle. Like, you've got all the pieces, you don't know how to like work it all out just yet. But it's all there. The peace is there, the love is there, the passion is there. The success and the answers are within you. Totally within you. But they're usually just covered up with the past, the excuses, the reasons, the stories we tell ourselves, what people have done to us. But it doesn't mean we have to live by that. It doesn't mean we have to live by those reasons and excuses and all the other things I've mentioned. I've said it so many times now. However, if we don't pay attention to the critics, of the people the haters, if we realize it's none of our business what people think of us, it's none of our business as to what other people are trying to tell us, whether it be society, family members, people you work with, all those situations, all those people. It doesn't matter. It's none of your business. What is your business? And that's just happiness. Happiness should be your business. I mean, if you think about it, am I in the game of hypnosis? Am I in the business of hypnosis? Technically, yes. Or coaching, yes. Being an author, yes. Being a speaker, yes. I'm in that business, of course. But my business is really doing what I love most. You see, all those things are built, all the things I've created, all the things I've become has been built through the passion and the purpose and the love and all those things. That is the source of achieving those things in my business or my relationships or my health. Same thing for your business, your health, your career, your finances, all those things. That's just the result, okay? The goal that you want is a result. It's a thing, whether it be a physical thing or whether it be just like a subjective thing. It's just a result, ultimately. But it's a result of what? Well, it's a result of the source of you, the passion of you. It's the source of who you are as a way of being in this world. See, when you begin to understand the truth of who you are, and here's my personal truth for you, is that you have all the resources, you have all the learnings within you ready to be awakened. You have everything you need to make a change. You have everything that you want in a way. I mean, I believe whatever you want wants you. So you just have to match that vibration. You've got to match the vibration of your desire. We're all energetic, aren't we? We're all energy. Like, we're vibrating energy. I mean, everything. I've got this drink in front of me right now. It's, like I said, it's no fizzy badness or no sugar or things. It's just a healthy vitamin pack and some vegetarian, vegan energy drinks. I'm about to go for a run soon. But ultimately, this is just energy. And it's vibrating at different levels, taking different forms. And your goals, whether they're in existence yet, are just simply energy. Everything is energy. It's like a sea of energy. We're just in a sea of energy. But based on our goals and outcomes, we have to match that energy. We've got to match our desires. We've got to match what we want and make this happen. Now is your time to shine, guys. I'm here to support you. And if you want extra support, so I get to speak to you like this in person, and you actually respond to me, like on the phone or through the internet, and speak to me and ask me questions and say, look, Joseph, I'm going through this stuff. I got this issue. Help me. I'll be there to respond to you verbally. I'll be able to coach you, get clearer. I had a great call the other week, and it's like this one sentence a person said to me, like over the phone, and I just picked up on this one word. And it's just because I got training in it. I mean, that's all it is. But I picked up on this one word, and I just threw it back to it in a future reference, like a future pace, or the present pace. And it just got completely awoken as to, oh, wow, that's why the problem's still here. And it was just that one thing, that one communication where I was coaching with that person, they realized a piece of the issue as to why the issue wasn't going. And then we can direct that to the solution. So sometimes you need that coaching. Sometimes you need, whether it be me or someone else, but if you do want to speak to me in person and you want access to my work, my confidence course, my Happiness Unleashed, my Freedom from Anxiety course, these are all 6-week programs. You can just choose whichever one you want to. My Be Your Potential video course, a live event which was recorded, all my hypnosis, well, twice as much there are on the app. Then, and also obviously the support forum on Facebook, which is awesome. As you can see, all the Mind Master members are really enjoying it. But if you wanted to get access to me personally, if you want to work with me personally, you go to www.josephclough.info/mindmastery. As you know, I do speak about that quite often because do you know why I'm passionate about it? I have total belief that it works. I know that it works. I'm always going to talk about it. And that's my business. And it's the greatest investment I believe anyone can make because they're investing in themselves and they're making the changes they desire. So once again, www.josephclough.info/mindmastery. So guys, with that, I'm going to get going. It's over 40 minutes now, so I really look forward to speaking to you soon on another video on Facebook. If you're listening to this on the podcast 2, or YouTube, or Periscope, wherever you're listening to me, got so many different cameras. I've got 3 cameras on right now. And also, I've got this mic here, we're in my podcast. Everything's just like built around me. But I really hope you enjoy that, and just always know that you are worthy, guys. So I look forward to speaking to you soon. Many thanks, and goodbye.